Hello everyone. Today I'm going to talk about how to render a scene in 3ds Max. Renderings help us to create a 2D image or animation based on our 3D scene. It shades the scene's geometry using the lights, material, and environment settings such as background and atmosphere we have applied in our scene. For example, I have this scene. Now in this scene, before I render, I have to assign some textures. For example, if this is a table, I can go to the rendering tab, click on Material Editor, Compact Material Editor, and we can use different maps for our image so that when we apply a certain image or a certain map on our object, it can have that real effect. After we assign material, we have to assign different lights. For example, I'm using 3 lights in this scene. The first light, what I have created, is a free sphere. We can go to the Create tab. Inside the lights, I am using photometric lights. I drop down photometric, and there are 3 different types of photometric lights. To illuminate my room fully, I click here on a free light and place a light. Once we have placed the light, we can click on Modify and change the parameters of our light. For example, we can go to Light Distribution drop down, and we can select if we want it to act as a uniform spherical light, or if we want to add some photometric web. For example, if I want to add additional IEC file or any other file for my object. So if you are using any IEC lights, you can select your light file here. So I'm going to use uniform spherical light for this scene. Then if you want to highlight a certain area, we can create another light, which is a target light, and it is highlighting on my area I want to capture. For example, I can again go to my Create panel, click on Lights, and I can now select a target light. And I can target it on the area I want to highlight or the object I want to highlight. When I create a target light, in the light distribution, we can select spotlight so that it acts as a highlighter, as a spotlight for our scene. Once we have created different types of lights for our scene, we can now go to rendering and do a render setup before we can do the final rendering. Now, when I click here on render setup, we have to assign a renderer to our scene. There are 5 different types of renderers available in 3ds Max. For this scene, I'm going to use Autodesk Ray Tracer Renderer. Autodesk Ray Tracer Renderer is a fast CPU-only physically based renderer. It is ideal for architectural renderings and animation. It is a fast renderer. Now, once I have assigned the renderer to my scene, I can adjust the common parameters. For example, if I want to save my scene as a 2D image, we can click here on a single and we scroll down. Now we can adjust the output size. For example, if you want a higher resolution image, you can click on HDTV and select the desired size we want for our image. We can also save our file. We can also select where we want to save our file after it renders. We can click on Files, click on the location, for example, desktop, give the file name, and save as type. For example, if I drop down, we have different file types available in 3ds Max. So I'm going to select JPEG as I want to save this as an image file. Then if we want, we can adjust the rendering parameter. So we can click on Autodesk Ray Tracer Renderer and we have rendering parameters. Now we can adjust the quality of our image. We can adjust the noise filtering. So if you want to increase the filter value or the strength, we can click and drag to the amount we want. Once we have adjusted all the parameters, we can now click on Render. Once I click on Render, my rendering will begin. When your rendering is complete, you can click here on the Save Image. And follow the same. Give the file name and save as type. For example, if you want to save as JPEG, and click on Save. Now you notice that my rendering has begun. It will take some time. Once our rendering is complete, our scene will look something like this. I have saved this as an image file. We can always adjust the scene brightness by adding more lights. By using the Autodesk Ray Tracer Renderer, we can actually render our scene very fast. I hope you liked the tutorial. Feel free to comment below and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.